All right. Banking like a Fortune 500 company. Um, I didn't mention this before, but I'm a consultant. I go around to companies, big and small, in the Dallas area, and help them with their accounting systems and problems that they may have. And so in every situation, uh, whether it's a big multi-million dollar corporation or whether it's a small, $500,000 company, um, we always want to take a look at how the banks are set up to make sure that it's properly separated, to make sure that we have the services and things that we need in order to go forward. And this is just one of the very simple ways that almost every company is set up. And if they aren't set up that way, they will be soon, because it's really hard to do business any other way. And so what that means is for you, you need to have yours set up the same way. And I'll explain to you how this works. Pretty simple. You have revenue, you have cash, you have money that's coming in. Okay. The best thing for that money to do is go to a savings account. Uh-oh, pressed the wrong button. Yeah, to go to a savings account. Okay. Now, if you don't have a bank account, if you don't have a savings account, maybe this money goes to a shoebox. The point is, this money goes somewhere. Okay. Now, out of this savings account, okay, you have a direct transfer, okay, to an account that's set up just for liabilities. In our last slide, we looked at rent and internet, right? And so we'll have this checking account here, okay, set up for just those bills. So every month we know we're going to transfer X amount of dollars to this account to handle our liabilities. We also know that we have some expenses, right? We talked about the hair, the nails, right? And we know what that's going to be. So we have money transferred out of the account for expenses, okay? So what that means is these accounts are going to be close to zero all the time. These are the accounts that we're going to go around town sliding our cards. Everyone's going to have this account information, right? Because we're spending money out of these accounts. But we're only going to have the money that we need in these accounts, not anything more. Everything left over is going to be in the savings account, okay? Now, we can break this out a little further, because the cash that goes into the expense account, maybe you have separate accounts, right? You can have a gas card, right? You can have a restaurant card. You can have a travel card. And you can have an account just for entertainment, all right? So let's go back to this again. We have cash that goes into a savings account. Money is transferred from the savings account to an account for bills. We know what those are going to be every month, okay? And then we have money that's transferred out of the savings account that goes to an expense account. And that expense account can then have separate accounts where money is transferred out of. Every month, so much from this account goes to the gas card. Every month, so much from the expense account goes to a restaurant card. Okay? And these don't have to be credit cards. I mean, this can be just a debit card. It can even be, like I said, if you're using cash, it can just be a separate place where you keep cash for gas. Maybe you keep cash for gas in your car. Maybe you keep it in a special place around the house. If you have money that you want put up for restaurants, right, to eat out, maybe you have that money on a prepaid card. Maybe you keep that cash in your sock drawer, right? I mean, put it wherever you want it, but make sure you separate it. Because if all that money is here in the expense account and you're using the money in this expense account for entertainment, for travel, for gas, for restaurant, it's really hard to keep up with what you're actually spending, okay? But if you have a certain amount every month, every week, every 2 weeks that comes out of this account that goes into the restaurant card, there is no question of how much you're going to spend on restaurants, okay? There's no question. And anything that you have left over, that can either go back to your savings account or you can hold it in this expense account just in case maybe you need a little extra cash for travel or a little extra cash for gas, right? And again, remember, these accounts are only going to have the money in them that you need. These are the accounts that you're going to be using your card. People are going to have the routing number and account number and all these kind of things. So if you are going to be robbed or have fraud against you, you only want it to touch these accounts. You don't want it to touch the big account, okay?